We're here with Ric Florell in Moe's Tavern, and I'm enjoying some of the wonderful Simpsons food items. And now it's been open for a little while, so can you tell us, how is this going? It was amazing when you started out, even more amazing now.
It absolutely has been. There's been no slowdown whatsoever. I was saying that we opened on June 1st. All we did was just open the doors. We didn't even tell anybody because we wanted to get some practice, and it's been an immediate hit. And since we've, in the last several weeks, since we've opened the Duff Gardens and the Lardland Donut Shop and Bumblebee Man Taco, and we got Kangen Kudos, Twirl and Hurl going on, and you really realize that, you know, we've been focusing on these things that we've been building, but it's a much bigger land than that because we already had Krusty Land, and we already had the hot dog location, and we already had Quickie Mart, and we already had put in the games, which are phenomenal. There's a few more things. This is a pretty big land. This is Springfield. This is a city. So, you know, when people go on vacation, a lot of times they say, you know, I went to, you know, Orlando, I went to New York, I went to Pittsburgh, I went to, they can go home now and say, I went to Springfield. Oh, by the way, I was also at Universal Studios. So we're having a lot of fun with that, especially when you walk in down, you got Bumblebee Man Taco Truck, you got Chief Wiggins that's run into the, you know, the fire hydrant, that's spewing water all over the place, and it doesn't just stop there. This spreads out. There's really quite a lot to it, which makes it, you know, a destination.
Yeah, it's very authentic. I noticed because I've been here, of course, when the construction was on one side, and then coming today, it was a huge contrast to me because it literally kind of felt like I was walking into Springfield or into a Simpsons episode.
Good. That's what we wanted to do.
And so you're getting that impression from guests? Are you getting that?
We absolutely are. You know, as we watch people kind of come through the threshold, coming from the Kid Zone area, and we look at them coming across the bridge from the Men in Black area and what have you. You can almost see their gait change a little bit as they slow down and they see this crazy stuff over, you know, over in front of Krusty Land, and then they realize that there's more to it, you know, as they go on, and it's a little wonderment as they look around. And you see that huge lard land. I mean, it's the picture opportunity of that is just it's tremendous. Aside from that, you can get a Big Pink, or you can get any of these other unbelievable donuts that we've got. And there's a dessert in there that you have to check out. That's, you know, donut split in half with soft ice cream in between.
I've heard about that. I've heard that's really good.
It's really good.
And is there any breakout among the food that you're really getting, like, you know, a Lardland donut or the Krusty Burger, or does everybody, you know, does it seem to be dependent on your taste?
It is pretty much dependent on your taste. It does kind of run the typical selection of, there are those that like burgers, there are those like chicken, there are those that like pizza. You know, so the breakout is kind of similar from that standpoint. But, you know, the number one item that we have is the Krusty Burger, because it's probably the most recognized thing on the series. But all the rest of it, and usually when you open up a restaurant, you kind of play with, you know, what your menu is. There's one that falls to the bottom, or, you know, there's all those 28 items that I'm talking about have been very successful. We don't have anything that we said, okay, we're going to need to pull that off. And the one thing that we didn't know how well it would be received was Lisa's Tea House. And of course it's crossed out. It says a pork, because that little mark comes in with spray cans and does all that stuff. But it gives an alternative to somebody if they don't want a burger. So there's a chicken wrap, there's hummus, there's Mediterranean salad. So there's quite a bit to choose from if that's not what you want to do. So it's not all this, you know, all this other stuff. But, you know, if you listen to Chef, fresh and great ingredients are what we're all about. And, you know, my favorite story is still on the fish that we do, fish and chips or any of the other stuff. We'd like to have the frequent flyer miles because we're bringing it in fresh every 2 days.
Oh, that's awesome. So when people eat here, it's not just that typical fast food theme park, they're getting fresh, delicious items.
We try our best to do that in everything that we do.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for chatting with us.
All right, great. Thanks for coming. Glad you came back.